So that's the show, and you should watch it, or you don't have to. You listen to it. You listen to a podcast. You don't watch a podcast. Hey everybody, how are you doing? I'm here with like a proper editing video because yay! Scripts and editing and stuff, and huzzah! We're here. It's happening. It's happening. This is day 9. This is day 9 of VEDA, and I am still mostly excited to be doing this project. Let me know in the comments if you're also doing VEDA, because I know a bunch of my friends and like people who follow me are, and I'm trying to watch other people's VEDAs as well. I'm not always commenting on them, but I am trying to watch them, and I would love to watch your VEDA if you are also doing VEDA, but I need to know that. So do that, or don't. I don't own you. But while you're in the comments and description, also subscribe to my channel, because you should do that, and it's fun. Mostly, I think. I have fun. You probably will too. Today I'm going to talk about podcasts and podcasting, which is not something that I ever thought I would talk about, but you'll see in a second. I never really watched podcasts. You don't watch a podcast, you listen to a podcast. The truth is, I like the idea of podcasts much more than I like the reality of them. Like, I like the idea of learning things while I'm also can focus on cleaning or doing something with my hands, but I feel like I need a little bit more engagement than I get from a podcast. I want like a visual engagement or a like physical engagement in stuff. So I think a podcast would be a great thing to listen to while I work out, but I don't really work out. So there's that. A lot of the times that people suggest listening to podcasts, I prefer to be either watching TV or listening to music. I'm not a huge podcast fan, but there are a couple that I listen to. I listen to 3 podcasts, which I will tell you about in the order that I started listening to them. One is Wait, Don't Tell Me, which my mom used to listen to a lot when I was in high school, and I will listen to it occasionally. And it makes me feel good about how much news I know when I actually know the answers to all their news quiz questions. So that's what I look for in a podcast. The second podcast that I listen to is Dear Hank and John, which is the Vlogbrothers podcast. They describe it as a comedy podcast about death, and I enjoy it. I think it's wonderful. I was just listening to it right before I filmed this video, so there's that thing. And then the other podcast that I listen to occasionally is a podcast that I listen to because of Dear Hank and John. John often refers to My Brother and Me, and how Dear Hank and John is kind of a ripoff of My Brother and Me. And so I started listening to My Brother and Me, and I also, again, don't listen to it every single week, but I enjoy it when I do listen to it. All that to say that in some strange version of irony, I don't listen to a whole lot of podcasts, but I make a podcast. So, there you go. So, whenever Paul and I would talk about doing a collaboration together, and we had been thinking for a very long time that it would be a video, we would sit there and wonder, okay, well, what should we talk about in a video? Like, what could we actually do? And the funny thing is that even, like, 8 episodes, 10 episodes into this podcast, we still haven't made a video together. But this conversation of what should we make a video about would kind of devolve into the two of us just talking about TV. And then all of a sudden, one day, one of us was just like, wait, that's it. That's the show. It's us talking about TV and being very passionate about television. And so that's the show that we made, is the two of us talking about television and discussing things in depth that we hope are interesting to other people. Another friend of mine, Danny Agama, has been helping us record, and he then edits the podcast for us, which thank God, because that's one of the reasons that I have not gone into any podcast form before, is because the idea of editing a podcast sounds very daunting and like something that I would not like to do. We have episodes, we have 2 episodes that we have already recorded but have not quite gotten a chance to publish yet. So those are going to be published in the next week or so, and first one in the next week or so, and then the next one a week or 2 after that. And that will be the end of our first season, quote unquote. Season 1 felt very much like an experiment and like, let's figure out how to do this thing. And now that we kind of know what we're doing and we have a better idea of the flow of how things work, I feel very excited to be working on this podcast thing. So, all that being said, go check out my podcast. I think that is all I have to say about any of that, and it's time for me to go and edit this video and then make myself some lunch. Okay. That's day, what did we decide today was? 9? That's day 9 of VEDA done, and I will see you guys tomorrow. I hope you get a chance to do something that you love today. Bye. Oh, and I'm going to be on another friend of mine's podcast called Moving Mountains. That's about being LGBT and Christian. I will also link that in the description. I don't remember off the top of my head what day my interview is going to be coming out, but I will include it in the description down below if I can find it in our email. And if you follow me on Twitter, I'm sure that I will be tweeting about it when it comes out. So, yeah. Bye again.